my mistake. That's what happens when you stream with a migraine. That's exactly what I did. Is I turned up the music and I turned me down. Yeah, I switched them. That would explain why it wasn't improving. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. And there is, yeah, just took a moment of adjustment, but we got it. I can fix the music. I had turned it super down. Hopefully that's better. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into this unboxing. What I normally do for my subscription box unboxings like this is we do an unboxing, we look at all the products, I read what's on the menu, and then we do a demonstration. So this has already been slit, but I do not know what is inside. Let's see what goodies they sent us for May. And I will also be taking photos during this stream and posting them to my Instagram. So if you want a second look at things, you can head on over to instagram.com/natosoup. So I'm gonna set their paperwork aside and try to look at it as little as possible until we've had a chance. But it looks like there's some really cute stuff in the May box. So we have here some washi tape. This is the Kamoy Paper Washi Adhesive Tape by MT. We have, oh, a Sakura Crepa. That's it. Oh, it's an eraser. Oh, okay. That's really cute. I love when art supplies masquerade as other art supplies. I thought it was supposed to look like a tube of Burt's Bees, and I thought that was really cute too. So I'm thrilled with both. We have, I'm going to set this aside for a moment. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's a washi tape. It clips onto your washi tape, and it helps you tear off a clean edge. That has never bothered me before, but that's cool. It would be really cute if they did decal edges. We're going to have to examine that a little bit more. We got a Zig Clean Color Real Brush, and I really like these markers. I've used them in several videos. I think they're a really good alternative for people who are maybe sensitive to alcohol marker fumes. Oh, this is so cute. I might have to give this to my mom because it's super cute. It looks like it is a mechanical pencil. We also got Flower Flower. May you have a wonderful encounter. And they look like sweet little note cards. Oh, that's really cute. We got, look at this cat. This is this cat right here. I love this cat. We've got some really cute masking seal stickers. Oh, okay. And then we have some actual stationery paper that comes in a few different designs. That's nice. We have some Icky Men stickers, so you can have your boyfriend leaving positive comments. And then, what is this? Oh, it's envelopes. How cute is that? So, this is a very springtime floral box. Although I guess cats are not particularly floral, but there's lots of really cute stuff inside. What do you guys think of this box? Is this a win so far? Sakura was the theme of the last box, and I'm always, hi Tyra, good evening. I'm always a big fan of floral things, especially when it comes to stationery, so I'm excited to see it. So we have our traditional Zenpop thank you, and they encourage us to follow them at Zenpop Japan. And again, a reminder, they have a really cute little comic on Instagram. It's aimed at teaching people Japanese. And of course, they do the whole unboxing and promote our products thing that a lot of the subscription boxes do. So let's find out what's in our Spring Joy Pack for May 2019 from Osaka to you. Waku waku is a Japanese expression that means thrilled and excited. Our mascot, Luna-chan, can't stop dancing because of the joy spring brings her. This month, your stationery pack is full of colorful and practical items to bring joy to your stationery collection. Get creative and share your love and joy of spring with others. We have the MT washi tape, so that's this here. These block pattern kamui washi tapes are colorful and fun designs that will bring the beauty of spring into your home. You'll receive either a warmer or cooler color palette the daytime or nighttime of spring. The warmer color reminds you of a dazzling spring day, while the cooler color is the chilly yet refreshing breeze that comes in through your open window during the evening. Floral envelope set. These elegantly designed Japanese-style envelopes are the perfect home for a sweet letter. Anyone would be pleased to see it in their mailbox. They also go perfectly with this month's Sakura letter pad. Okay, I got a different Sakura letter pad than the one featured. In Japan, we use traditional envelopes. Aw, homework this evening. That's no fun. It is a Monday night, though. It's not surprising that they loaded you down. In Japan, we use traditional envelopes, shugi bukuro, to give money as a gift. And I'm sorry, I've got a cat on my lap. He is trying to bite my cords. He is complaining. Envelopes. This boy here. I'm going to try to work around him because he's just trying to be friendly. Let's see. Shugi bukuro. To give money as a gift at weddings. We also give money in an envelope as a gift for other special occasions, such as the Otoshidama Bokuro for kids on the new year. And then we have our washi tape cutter, and mine looks a little different from theirs. I don't know. We'll see when we unpackage. At first look, you might not understand exactly how to use this utensil. Don't worry, it's easy. Tearing washi tape by hand doesn't give nice cut-ins, and cutting washi tape with scissors can be fiddly. That's why you need this washi tape cutter. This little guy is designed to cut washi tape perfectly. You'll get one of 3 spring colors, pink, white, or blue. Of course, it matches this month's washi tape and also fits any 10mm to 15mm washi tapes from our previous packs. That's pretty neat. Then we have, these are flower stickers. I think they're really cute. These floral stickers are the perfect choice when you want to decorate your picture album or write a short message to someone. Add the elegant designs to warm your heart and others too. You'll get one of 3 colors, white, yellow, or violet. And then we have the Sakura pattern. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try really hard. Ipitsusen notepad. This Japanese-style writing paper comes in one of 2 different patterns, each featuring beautiful sakura cherry blossom designs. Nowadays, it seems letter writing is not as popular compared to the old times, but isn't it the nicest thing to receive a letter in the mail? While you might be shy to write pages and pages, you can write a short letter on this beautiful writing pad to express your gratitude to your loved ones, parent, sibling, or friend. They will be so happy to receive a unique and elegant note from you. Before we turn it down, there is another ad for their cute little web comic, Full Moon Magic, and it's in Japanese with English and French translations, and you guys can check it out at full_moon_magic on Instagram. Does it make a chevron edge? I don't know yet. We will find out. Then we have a Craypa scented eraser. It's not a crayon, it's an eraser. The well-established Sakura Color Products Corporation makes it, and it's one of their best sellers. It might just bring back memories from school days when you could spend hours playing with your friends. It smells so good and does the job erasing thoroughly. You'll get 1 out of 8 scents: cherry, pineapple, grape, green apple, mandarin orange, melon, peach, or strawberry. This is looking like it might be strawberry or peach. All right, Ikimen sticky notes. Ikimen is made up from the Japanese words ikiru, which means cool, good, or exciting, and menzu, which means men. So an Ikimen is a cool guy in Japan. Oh my gosh, I kind of wish I'd gotten this one because that one kind of looks like Joseph, except he's way goofier than you. That's okay. I got the other boyfriend. This boyfriend is also a good boyfriend. we try to cater for individual tastes, so you'll get one of 3 notepads: Ikemen Frieder, Ikemen Hostu, or an Ikemen wearing a buddy headband. I got the Ikemen Frieder. Luna-chan has made her choice, and we're not surprised with it. Check out our blog post for more about the types of Ikemen at Zenpop.jp/blog. And then we get cats and flowers stickers. These cats are so cute. Though, doesn't looking at those cats, Bonsai and Ume, plum blossoms, make you feel relaxed? I feel so calm looking at them. Oops, I just realized that I'm way behind with my work deadlines. It was nice dreaming of cats playing in the bonsai garden for a little while, but now I've got to get back to work. Spring Flowers mechanical pencil. We selected a practical, but also very kawaii mechanical pencil for you. You'll either get the Tsubaki, camellia flower, or Ume, plum blossom, with little bird patterns. Wow, with little birds pattern. I don't see any little birds. I guess the Tsubaki doesn't have any little birds. Enjoy your pen, even your pen collection needs a touch of spring. And plus, studying will be a bit more fun with this joyful pencil. And they don't say what size it is, but I bet it's a 0.5 millimeter because that's a pretty popular size. Zenpop didn't choose us in the dating sim of our life. Well, would you wear the bunny ears though? He shakes his head. He says, no. I wish you would. Will you wear my dragon horns? He says yes, he'll wear my dragon horns. Oh yeah, dude, these kitty cat stickers are so cute. Look at this cute cat. That is a cute kitty cat. Although that one's a cute. I'm sorry. All the kitty cats are the best kitty cat. But this is the best kitty cat. And also this is... Oh, and then you have a Perito. Kuretake Zig Clean Color Real Brush. And that is our final item in this box. This brush pen comes in every color you can possibly imagine. The water-based ink is great for calligraphy and art. What color did you get in your pack? Get creative with the Zig brush pen, which will make your bullet journal all the more colorful. Share your art with us on Instagram at Zenpop Japan. And what color did I get? I got light blue. Okay, so that is our May box. I'm dragging my, what's it called, cord in on it. And as I warned you guys, I'm going to be taking lots of photos. So if you missed something or if you want a closer look at something, and we didn't do it during the stream, you can check out my Instagram and hopefully that will answer your questions. But of course, if you have questions, you should let me know now so we can answer them. Let's start tearing into all these goodies. I'm really curious about the plastic eraser. It's super cute. I'm also curious as to whether or not it erases. Okay. So the paper sleeve will slip off, so it's also a protective paper sleeve. Oh. Oh my goodness. It smells like toilet cleaner. Ah, thank you, Zenpop Japan. It's good to see you this evening. It's definitely like cherry scented, not cherry, strawberry, but almost a little cherry. We will test to see if that erases a little bit later. Now we have the MT washi tape. And I'm excited about the washi tape cutter. I will probably use it at conventions when I really need 3 hands instead of 2 hands. And I'd love to see a wide washi tape cutter for like my big rolls of tape. So I find that MT's washi tape has a little bit of a coating to it. It's a little bit waxy and it's a little bit stronger than some of the other washi tapes I've used. Oh, that's so cute. It's kind of like Monet or like pointillism kind of spring. And then we have our Kokuyo. Oh, I should be keeping track of where everything is coming from and how much everything is costing. Okay, so we had our MT washi tape. And you can find more of it at maskingtape.com. Zenpop.jp, and it's 150 yen. So let me grab my calculator. And I don't believe it has a price on it, but I think it's pretty safe to assume, let me see if I can get it, that it is probably 80 yen. And then we have the Kokuyo washi tape cutter. Let's see if we can find a price on here. It's made in Thailand. Let me know if you guys see a price. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look it up and try to find one. Nope, not seeing one. All right, that's something I'm going to have to look up, see if we can find one. But let's go ahead and unbox it and put it to the test. Hey, Panda Bear Mom, did you see the documentary on washi tape? What was it on? NHK World? Where they talk about it's like this little masking tape company that was going out of business. And one of the women who worked there suggested doing like cute, colorful masking tapes. Okay, so if I am following the instructions correctly, we want to find where it tears, so that's where it tears. We want to clip it on. Actually, let's give it some room to clip. So we want to clip it on. Then we are going to peel it off. And then, see, it's pushing it. But you got to hold it down. Oh, I see. Okay. And then you tear. All right, that's a pretty decent straight edge. I was thinking there would be, I have it on the wrong side. Look, there's a serrated edge. I thought there was a serrated, yeah, look. It might be too tiny to see, but there's a serrated edge right here. It even says, that probably says like, this is where you apply it. So let's try that again. Except applying it the correct way, of course. All right, there we go. See, now I see it. Now I see the serrated edge. Price is Right style guessing game. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, so you get a cleaner, slightly serrated tear. All right. Yeah. You guys submit your guesses for the items, and I will keep quiet about what everything costs from this point on. I honestly don't know what the washi tape cutter costs because there isn't a price on it. Just trying to stay somewhat organized. Except then people would expect to win the box. I could do some kind of prize. I've been setting items aside. All right, next let's take a look at the little stationery pad here. It's made by Frontier, and you can find more of that at frontier-net.co.jp. And I'm going to try to put links to everything in the description after the review. And the paper has this really nice texture, and there's, let's see, 1, 2, it looks like just 2 designs alternating between this sort of soft white with a spray of cherry blossoms and music notes to a blue sky that's a little bit more subtle, but the music notes are a little bit more pronounced. Does it say how many pages are in here? No, they're gonna make me count. Actually, count how many pages are in here, please. Thank you. A male scale. Weigh 1 sheet and then weigh the whole. Next, we have our Kitty Cat masking seals. And these were made by Pine Bee or Pine Book. Hey, Kitty Cat's Village. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're able to make it, though. Zenpop's been sending really cute stickers. But these and the, oh, the hedgehogs are cute too though. These and the Zodiac stickers, I've been saving these because I have an idea for them. They are the cutest. So how many pages? How many? 32 sheets of letter paper in this little box. That's a pretty good little value. Here in the US, getting 25 in a stationery pack's a big deal. Oh, we're gonna get to the Ikemen. Slightly, they're washi stickers, so they're also slightly transparent. All right, on to the boyfriend. He can go anywhere. Of course, I would get the Frieder. And it is made by Nihon Hallmark K.K. And you can see the little Hallmark seal there. Oh, that was a cute idea. They just put like a little sticker. Can any of you tell me what my Frieder boyfriend is saying? He's probably telling me to go pick up the pizza. Hey, Lindsay Thomas, how are you? And it adheres at the bottom, so you could even have him like creepily peeking out of a book. I think it's actually really cute. I like these kind of post-it notes. All right, so next we're going to take a look at our flower. May you have a wonderful encounter. And it looks like we get 6 different designs with 4 of each, and 3 different designs of petals with 5 of each. And these are made by Mindwave, which is no surprise. Mindwave has made some really cute post-it kind of things. It's actually well packaged too. I love the gold foil. Oh, they're tiny though. I was hoping, I don't know why, I thought they were going to be bigger because I was like, I'm going to draw on it and it's going to be really cute. Dear Mindwave, please make bigger ones of these. They are really cute. Even the bigger flower petals would be nice. Okay. Ooh, they have a decent texture. It's that slightly waxy feeling that you get from washi. And yeah, I'd love to see these bigger because they're really pretty. And they would make, like, it's just big enough right now to say I love you or Happy Mother's Day or, you know what I mean? Happy May. But I think all of us artists in the chat are like, oh, I want to draw on those. Or is it just me? Am I the only one who's like, I want to draw on them. They're so cute. Let's see. I want to show all 4 designs. Oh, and then the petals. They're so sweet. Okay, so we have roses, and we also have daisies. All right. Oh, you found the Ikemen?
I shared it from Zenpop. They included an exclamation point, and I just take it out.
Yeah, I could do, that's true. That's true, Tyra. A coin-sized drawing challenge because they're so pretty. And I get so many of them. So usually with pretty things like these, I will hoard them forever and always dream about using them and never use them because, you know, I'm waiting for that project. But there's enough of these that I feel like I could definitely use them and not feel bad about using them, which is what art and stationery supplies are for. And then I love petal stickers like this. They look like hydrangea petals, which that's so cute and that's so like May feeling, you know? Oh, they're so dainty. I really like this. This is probably one of my favorite little packs. They're really cute. Need to up my stationery game. In terms of like using it, not like acquiring it. Obviously, for the past 4 months, I've been getting some pretty sweet stuff. Oh, wait, okay. So maybe this is like a rose petal and this is a hydrangea blossom. But they're all yellow in the middle, which is kind of like how hydrangea blossoms are. And then finally, we have our envelopes. And these are made by, I cannot tell you. Perhaps one of my friends who are more fluent than I can let everyone know who makes these. Or Zenpop can let us know because they're hanging out with us this evening. I must have missed some. Oh yeah, I did miss something. Okay. I've been quietly doing my tallies. But I think I missed something. Oh, cool. They have like the mulberry paper texture. Those are so pretty. I want to send my mom a Mother's Day letter in these. So, do you guys have your price guesses ready yet? Oh no, wait, we have 2 more items. See, this is what happens when you record with a migraine. We have the Kuretake Zig Zen Clean Color Real Brush. And like I mentioned earlier in the unboxing, I really like these and I like them as like an alcohol marker alternative. Hey, Bomber Bee! Something that's less likely to give you a headache from fumes. They are not alcohol marker based, they are water based, but they have a brush tip. They put down a lot of ink and they're very blendable. And this does not have, but I know how much these cost. And it does have a price on it. But we got the color 036 light blue. And I actually have a bunch of these somewhere. I'm going to have to dig them up before I do anything with them for you guys. But I know I have a bunch of them somewhere. Yeah, they're in there, I think. And then finally, we have our beautiful little mechanical pencil. We got the Tsubaki, the camellias. And this is made by Kurochiku.co.jp. And I am not seeing a price on this one either. So I'm going to have to go digging. So there's 2 items that I still need prices for. Oh, no. If I'm just here for company, that's fine with me too. It does look like it's probably a 0.5. It's a fairly lightweight little mechanical pencil. Let's see how we refill it. Ooh, that does not feel like you remove it from the back. Do you just, it's like front load it? Is that the intention here? I don't want to break it. Give me a moment, my friends. I'm going to grab prices for the final 2 items. While I do that, why don't you guys post your guesses for what the total for this box is going to be? I hope everybody's had a good Monday so far. Oh, misspelled it. Ooh, I might not be able to find an exact price for this one. They do make other products though. Here, I might as well turn on the monitor so you guys can see what I'm looking at. See, they do make other pencils, so I think I'm going to go with a comparable one. The cat design is super cute, too. And, oh, those are pretty. Oh, okay. All right. It's maybe from this. Look, they have a sumo pencil. How cute is that sumo pencil? And what's been neat about doing the Zenpop boxes is I've gotten a lot of stuff that I've been to Japan twice, and I've still gotten stuff that I wouldn't have necessarily have picked up, but that I've really enjoyed. Wow. So on J Shoppers, they want 20 bucks. Oh, this is not even the same thing. Why did they show a pencil? See, they showed a pencil. Let's try that again, I guess. Nope. What the heck? I guess I'm gonna go with the kitty cat one, and that'll just give us a base price. But it's out of stock. But I got a price. And I guess by now, like, the surprise of what the total will be has been completely spoiled by me. I was not just shopping, okay? All right. So, yeah, retail might be higher. We do have some price guesses. Awesome. All right. We have a 1,500 yen guess. We have a $25 guess. We have a $25.50 guess. $23.94. We have a 30. Let's see, if the price is right, you go with the closest that doesn't go over, right? We have a 28 guess. Hey, Urza, good evening. The total is $27.60. You guys were pretty close. So I think, where's our closest guess? You, $25.50? Yeah, I think you are. You've been hanging around me too long. $1. That would be if everyone had gone over. So those were some great guesses. You guys are pretty close with guessing, especially. And then, I mean, okay, so if we were going by retail prices in the US, we all know this would have been marked up a lot more. So as I have said in the past unboxings, I'm pretty dang satisfied with the prices for the Zenpop boxes. They're around $30 for the subscription, and that includes shipping, and that's coming all the way from Osaka. So if you were paying the shipping for that, it's going to get pretty pricey pretty quick. All right, so we have talked about prices. I'm going to clean this up a smidge, and we'll do a little bit of the demonstrationing. It's almost like if this were March, I'd say it's like going to a flower viewing party with our little boyfriend here. Our Frieder boyfriend. So of this box so far, what is your favorite product? What are you like the most excited about? I'm torn between these really pretty things and the cat stickers. The cat stickers are great. Make the cool Japanese guy speak in cats. But then I have to use one of the cat stickers on it. Let's see. Let's go with, I love the little grumpy gray cat. I know that boy. Oh, it didn't quite go the way I wanted, so we're gonna... And then we're gonna do one of the kitty paws. Yeah, the cute flower stickers are great. And maybe one of the flowers. Oh no, it's cute. And then we could have him Just, casually hanging out with his cat in the cherry blossom tree. Hey, Nora, good evening. But I mentioned earlier that I thought this would be perfect for writing a little Mother's Day letter to my mom. So the paper is super thin and lightweight. It's got a nice texture on it. I bet it would take, I'd be interested to see if it would take fountain pen ink. Yes, a cat cafe amongst the cherry blossom trees. That definitely sounds about right. So we're going to test out the mechanical pencil. Looks to be a 0.5. It's a little bit light, and I'm a little disappointed it doesn't have like a jewel or some other kind of bonbon at the top, just because I'm used to these sort of mechanical pencils having, like a little something at the top. Is my mom into cool Japanese guys? No, not that I know of. Also, he's like too young for me, so he's definitely too young for her. With the texture on the paper, the pencil writes quite nicely on it. Sometimes with really thin papers, they will cut into the paper. Your pencil will cut into the paper, or if you're using inks, it might bleed through. Ah, yep, definitely a 0.5. I'm a heavy-handed gal, so I usually use 0.7 myself. Also, this pencil, you know how mechanical pencils have some spring in them to help prevent breakage? This one doesn't have any. And don't worry, I called her yesterday on Mother's Day, so this is not horrifically belated. It's only like a little belated. So what kind of stuff would you guys like to see in the next Zenpop stationery box? Since they're kind of hanging out in the chat this evening now, it could be a really good time to put a bug in their ear, throw out some suggestions, or maybe even get like, I don't know, a sneak preview of what's coming up in later boxes. We are unboxing and demonstrating the stationery goodies in the May Zenpop.jp stationery box. This is the last one that I think I'm doing with them. Oh yeah, sumo stuff would be so cute. If they did a sumo box, I might have to like resubscribe for that. And you want like more traditional art supplies, Joseph? Like traditional stationery stuff? Like the sakura flowers we got last month? Like these? I mean, they do have treat boxes. I haven't done the treat boxes. Oh, you want a stationery? Oh, you want stationery featuring traditional Japanese sweets like anmitsu and mochi? That would be really cute. Or like a summer festival box would be so cute because you could do those, and you could do like Happy Coat or the carp inspired stuff. Like you could do some really cute, fun stuff on that theme. All right, so I've written a very short and sweet letter to my own mom. Unfortunately, she just lost her little orange cat, so I'm not going to use any of the cat stickers, but I might use the bonsai just because, I mean, she really literally just lost her cat. But I am going to seal it with one of these, and we're going to use one of our super pretty envelopes. These do not have any sort of gum on them, so you're going to want to seal them. You could either use your washi tape, which would be pretty, or like one of the flower. Oh, that's going to be really cute. And I'll go ahead and decorate my letter a little bit. What?
Seal it. Why don't you stamp that a cherry blossom into it?
I don't know where my cutters are. Do you know where my cutters are?
They were on your desk.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so inspired by last month's cherry blossom box that I ordered some hole punches that are cherry blossom shaped, and Joseph suggested that I use my little shaped punches to punch a sakura shape out, and I think it's a really cute idea. I just need to dig them up. I will keep that short and sweet and chat at you guys while I do that. I say, and then I have nothing comes to mind to chat about. Oh, I think I know where I put them though. Probably with my, what? I thought I would put them with my massive collection of Shiogami paper, but no. What is wrong with me? On that note though, some Japanese sweets, just as like a little bonus, would be cool too, but they already include so much in the boxes. It's kind of unfair to really ask them to do even more because they're already kind of going above and beyond. I reviewed a lot of stationery boxes, particularly art supply stationery boxes in my time. Haha, I found them. And I really kind of feel like this is the best value I've seen. What would also be neat, although not in keeping with the Japanese stationery necessarily, would be Japanese art supply monthly boxes. Because I know we don't really get those kinds of things over here, or not everybody has access to Daiso. Or, you know, other stores that would carry those kinds of products. But I've been really happy with the combinations they've included. Oh no, these are my punches. But Joseph suggested I punch cute little cherry blossoms on it before I send it off to my mom, and I thought that was a good idea. Aw, this is, see? I mean, I write cards to my mom, but I don't really write notes to her. Oh, hey, we should test out our, oh man, it does. It smells like an air freshener or like a floor cleaner, but we should test it out anyway. Oh, hey, not bad. Decently clean erasing. I thought it was gonna, usually with those kind of little plastic scented erasers, I have trouble getting them to erase. And I want to write on, I'm going to switch over to something not included with the box. But I'm going to write on it with pen so that it's not going to just get erased. Fill that out later. And why not include the sakura punches as like confetti? See, that's also something really neat about this box, is that it's already inspired me to write a letter to somebody. I'm not a big letter person. I do them sometimes. I've done Christmas cards in the past, but like I just never remember to write letters, and then I don't remember to send them. So the fact that I was inspired to write a letter immediately says a lot for, I think, like how cute the theming was and how well this box was put together. Okay, this doesn't quite want to go all the way in, so I'm just gonna have to fold it a bit. And I'm so tempted to put in one of the cool boyfriend postcards, but I think she would think I've gone off the deep end a little bit. The petal stickers are so delicate and they're really cute and pretty. It seems like it'll hold it pretty good. Okay, I will finish sending that later on. Okay, is there anything else you guys want to see me demonstrate or do on camera? I still can't figure out how to refill this pencil, so. Oh yeah, that would be cute. I don't know if anybody makes that kind of stuff, like vintage computery stuff, but I'm sure Japan makes all kinds of really neat stationery goods. Yeah, how cute would that be? Show us your book. Which book? This book? No. Okay, I have tried. I'm pulling with adequate force that if it were designed to be removed, it would come off. I guess that's probably hard to see on camera. I screw off the top like this end. Oh, we have a winner. That is a way to get at it. And then this little book here, it's just 2 designs. There's 32 sheets, 31 now, of stationery paper. One-sided, has a texture on one side. You have these really pretty cherry blossom designs, and then you have the blue sky design with the cherry blossoms that I showed you guys, that I was writing the letter on. The other side isn't textured, but you could probably write on this as well. Yeah, I'll show you guys Kara next time. I'm working on finishing volume 2, so maybe I'll be at the point where I can like kind of showcase that instead. And then here are the really pretty little gold foil washi stickers. I'm gonna try drawing on it. I want to do it with colored lead, but they're so tiny. Let's do it with the pencil instead. So it has that waxy kind of texture. I wanted to try it with Copic markers too. Yeah, these would be hard. It is hard. It's like kind of cutting into it. In fact, I will try to zoom in for you guys. Stay. Okay. Oh, but I'm not doing a tour of my office tonight. It is a disgusting disaster piece mess. There's stuff from my Copic class just all over the floor. I'm gonna probably go back to cleaning it up after the video ends. There is there is an older studio tour on the channel, yeah. If you just search studio tour in like the channel search bar, it'll come up. And my setup hasn't really changed that much. Poscas might work. Oh gosh. I'm gonna switch over in a second to a micron. Oh, that would be cute. That's if I can find anything that'll write on them. With this, because they have a coating, so it's going to resist anything soaking in. So we're going to have to give it a long dry time. Zenpop, if you're in the chat, do you guys have listings for these products where people can get them? Like if they missed this box? Okay, seems like maybe pin will work. We're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna try alcohol marker on one of the leaves. We can at them on Twitter and ask the same question. Yeah, I know, because some of these things I'm like, oh, I'm gonna want to get more of them. Or if they're available in a larger size, I would want the larger size. Oh, it's making that squeaky noise that it makes on coated paper, but I think it's gonna work. Yeah, alcohol markers will work on it. Ah, awesome, thank you so much. Ooh, actually, alcohol markers are really fun on this paper. But it looks like you can only get 2 layers before. I mean, it's a coated paper and it's not designed for markers. So, you know, the fact that anything worked was impressive. Let's see if our... Yeah, okay. You can also write on it with like pigment markers, like the microns seem to write on it okay. And let's try with like a high-tech C. Those are pretty popular. And I'll let that dry for a moment before we go back onto that. And they said this will work with any 10 to 15 millimeter washi. So this was the 15. I know I have a 10 hiding somewhere. They're gonna make me go digging through my drawer. Actually, here's a wider one. We can try it with that. Here's the Sailor Moon one I got in my first box. Here's a smaller silver one. What? I love Lucky Cat stuff. What? Do they still have a Lucky Cat pack, or is that a no? Oh, it might just fit, but it also might just not. Because it's like right at that edge where it's like, it's going to give up on me, I can tell. Awesome, thank you. I'll go take a look at it after the stream. Oh yeah, look. Didn't really, for this size, didn't really work so well. And I'm sure it wouldn't work for like the duct tape, quote unquote, washi tapes that are not really washi tapes at all. Or like the silver washi tapes that you need scissors to cut. Yeah, okay. For the larger size, it just doesn't really want to do a clean tear. Let's try for the smaller size. and then you hold it and you, yeah, okay. So it works with 15 or smaller, but not larger than 15. I'll end up putting this one on one of my Sakura ones anyway. Okay, and then I wanted to show off these just a little bit. Let's see if this smears. Yes, okay. So the High-Tech C does smear on this washi paper, but no! The Pigma smeared as well. So what works on this? Something, I would think something water-based would not. So maybe something alcohol-based, but the pigment ink also smeared, and those tend to be pretty good about staying in place. All right, give me a moment. I'm gonna dig for the Kuretake real brush pins that I have. Just enjoy the music, and I'll keep chattering at you guys. Although you might hear weird noises as I struggle to lift art supplies off of art supplies off of art supplies. You know, that artist life. Really? Okay. Well, yeah, art supply avalanche. And plus they're in a box all the way at the back. So I'm gonna have to move things. Reorganize things. What? No, it wasn't organized to begin with. It's a mess. I'm a mess. That's why I don't want to show my studio, is it's bad. Bad mess. So I just want to remind you guys too that next week I'm not going to be doing a stream because I'm going to be out of town. I will upload a bonus video of something good for you guys to check out if you guys do feel like hanging out. But I will not be here to stream next week. Okay, I found my Neo Pico 4s, which are very similar, but not the same. I found, what is in here? Oh my gosh, what a disaster. What are all these? These are something that I'm gonna have to go through later, is what all these are. Come on. Come to me, my sweet, yes, I found them, ha ha ha, yay. I am the champion, don't content match me. For my own terrible singing, it's a parody. Bum bum bum. I don't know, maybe to the bathroom. Now I need the right papier. Okay. So for the clean color real brush markers, I really like using these markers on like watercolor papers or papers that can handle watercolor. So this is a Mossery sketchbook. And this was colored entirely with the Zig clean color real brush markers. They can give very alcohol marker-esque effects without necessarily, you know, giving you a bunch of, I see. Yeah, those would be really pretty. I wonder what material she used to achieve, I'm gonna have to go check it out. All right, so this is a piece that I did a really long time ago and I never finished it, so I am gonna just work on it. You guys are free to hang out or free to peace out, whichever you prefer. See, I've got a lot. And then I also picked up a bunch of them last time I went to Japan. So I have a lot of these. So I'll kind of use this as like the base for my demonstration piece, even though it's a little bit cheating. So whenever I do any kind of marker art, I go ahead and I pick my colors ahead of time and I swatch them ahead of time. And that way I'm not, because with any of these kind of markers, the plastic cap is not truly indicative of the color inside. So this is just a cute little doodle of Tara. I thought I had light blue, but maybe I don't. Wait, yes I do. Good, all right. Nora wanted to know where you went. Oh, you went to go get a bowl of cereal. Helping yourself. So I go ahead and I start picking my colors ahead of time. And since I have kind of limited space on my desk right now, I'm going to put the rest back in the box just for now. And then I'm going to swatch my colors to make sure they are the colors I think they are. I don't like just doing it by eyeball. Zenpop, if people wanted to order the clean color real brush markers from you guys, would they be able to do that? Are you guys offering sets? Or are you offering open stock? I saw that. Thank you. I'll check it out after the stream has ended. Okay. All right. Well, I will drop a link where you guys can get them in a little bit. It's a really cool inclusion, though. So whenever I'm coloring pieces, I usually try to find a base tone, my lightest color, my mid-tone, and then my shading color. Actually, that's way pinker than I thought it was. So that's why we're swatching, because it looks like almost peachy, but it is much pinker. And these are water-based, so if you get them on your clothing, you should be able to get them out pretty quickly with just some warm water. I don't think these layer particularly well, if memory serves. And I'm just swatching them on a scrap of Bristol paper. Oh yeah, for sure. I really appreciate you guys just being in here. I think of all the unboxing videos I've done, y'all are the only ones who've ever showed up for one. So that's really cool. I wonder what color I used on Usagi. She's further somewhere. Oh yeah, you can also blend them out with water using a water brush or just a brush of water. So I have here a water brush with water in it. It's been a while since I've done this technique. And I guess I will start, let me swatch Shadow Mauve. Yeah, or we can use, let's see, light blue is actually, it's a pretty blue, but it's kind of a mid blue. So I will start with haze blue and then go to mid blue. Then if you work wet into wet, you can get some really nice blends as well. So what I recommend when you're using the Zig Clean Color Real brush markers is you don't blend every color with water, you blend out with the next lightest color, which is why it's nice to have kind of a range that you can use for blending. I use this as my second darker skin tone. So I'm using the flesh color as a starting point. And I sketched this in with Pentel Red Lead a long time ago. And you can either opt to leave the white of your paper as kind of a stark white for a really strong highlight, or you can blend it out using water. And that's one of the reasons why I recommend using a water-friendly paper. This is a Mossery sketchbook, and this is the paper that, at least at the time I purchased it, well, this is just the paper that comes standard. They don't really differentiate between, but you could use it for mixed media. It's about cardstock weight, and it has a cold pressed watercolor texture to it, and it's probably a cellulose paper. But on the site, at least again at the time when I bought it, they didn't really differentiate between like what was in the sketchbook. Ugh, I thought there was no green in this, but there's like just enough green that it's making the skin tone look weird. Wow. Anyway, you don't need a lot of water to blend out. You can also use a blending marker, like a glycerin-based blending marker like the Tombow ABT. And you really want to apply very little water because the more water you add, the longer it's going to take to dry. And unlike alcohol markers, when you add your blending color, it's not going to push the color to the back of the paper. It's going to cause the color to kind of run into the wet area. Oh, it's been a while since I've checked. Mossery's overpriced, in my opinion. And I don't have a deal with them, so we don't have any. I don't have any obligation to be loyal to them. So I'm going to go in next with Tea Rose, which is a really light pink. Light blue. Part of her eyes, yeah. And you're going to want to keep the skin tone we just used handy because we're going to use that color to kind of blend this color out. And the shipping for Mosseri is pretty high too. And they may have changed that. It's been like 2 years since I last bought something. I remember paying around $20 for this, which I would not pay $20 for most cellulose-based watercolor sketchbooks. And if you saturate it enough, it'll start to blend it out. So I'm going to give that a couple of moments to dry. I'll go in with, and it's prettier on camera than it is in real life. It's a little fluoro right now in real life. On camera, it's like very pastel. I could be, except it's alcohol markers and these are water-based markers. But the reason these work is it's entirely in the brush tip. And when I say work, I mean the reason they don't tear up the paper, the reason they're easy to blend, it's because of this brush tip. And this brush tip features individual nylon bristles. That's why they're called the real brush. I'll try to get another layer on the skin using flesh color. But other types of water-based markers, the ones that have like a solid tip, even if it's a brush, because your paper is going to stay wet longer because water takes longer to evaporate than alcohol marker, it's going to start tearing up the paper surface. Even if you're working on something really sturdy like mixed media, Bristol, or watercolor paper, it's still going to start to tear up the surface. Whereas these bristles, they kind of splay out and they put down a lot of color when they're fresh. They do, I mean, they're little markers and they're not refillable. So they do go dry eventually. But while they're fresh, they put down a lot of color without tearing up the paper. They're also fairly inexpensive. They used to be easier to find in the US when they were a little bit more popular. They were really popular with the stamping and scrapping community for a while. So they kind of brought them in and made them a little more financially feasible to carry for stores. So some stores used to have like the big open stock displays, but as they've kind of fallen from popularity, the capacitive brush I bought. I've never done a full review of it because I'm still kind of fiddling with it. I was hoping I could get it to work on with my phone. It won't work with my Surface Pro, but I knew that when I bought it. I bought a Sensu brush a couple years ago because I wanted some. When I work with a stylus, I do a lot of damage to my hands because I'm very heavy-handed and I tend to clutch too tight. So I bought one of those Sensu brushes because it would force me to, like, it wouldn't reward me for bearing down. Yeah, and that's, I mean, I've even found Tombow ABTs tear up the paper. Zig makes an art and graphic twin, which has a brush very similar to the Copic Super Brush, and that one's okay, but it's still more prone to tearing up the paper than the real brush. But it can also put down more ink and cover larger areas. These would take forever to cover a larger area. All right, now I'm putting down a little bit of blush, which is not really blush colored at all. It's more like a beige. And I'm going to blend that color out with the flesh color as well. And another thing to keep in mind with these markers, with any water-based markers for the most part, is they're using glycerin as kind of, it's glycerin and water is usually the solvent, and it's also kind of an extender. It keeps the color workable for a little bit longer. And it's also kind of serves as a lubricant. It keeps from tearing up the paper too much. but glycerin can build up layers on the paper surface and make it difficult to put down further layers. So it's just something you're going to want to kind of look out for as you're using these kinds of markers. And then sometimes I'll go in. Hey Patrick, good evening. Sometimes I'll go in with like a red violet kind of color just to add a little bit of shading to the skin. I want to put those aside because I'm going to need them. And as always, I swatch, 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 swatch. All right, so I'm going to go with English Lavender because it's kind of a cool blue violet. Another thing about water-based markers over alcohol markers is that rather than pushing the colors and lightening the colors, they're going to layer and glaze, kind of like watercolors do. So if you're really sensitive to fumes, if you're worried about toxicity issues, if you work in a small environment that doesn't have good ventilation, these are a really great alternative to alcohol markers because they're not going to, they don't have any fumes, they're water-based and they're non-toxic. So for those of us who work in areas with pets, or for those of us who have small children, or maybe work we're sensitive to certain smells, these are a great alternative. Okay, I'm gonna start her eyes next. And again, this is why we swatch. Yes, it is a thing. I would definitely be into shoujo horror. You can also apply your marker to a non-porous surface, so like a piece of plastic. I'm using a craft sheet here. You can pick some of it up with your water-based marker or your water brush. Now the thing is, you want to be careful about not super saturating the area because it's reactive. It's going to reactivate the other areas around it. But that's going to give you access to much lighter shades than what you might have. Now I'm going to wipe that off because I have a tendency of getting my hand into everything. And cleanup is super easy because you can just use clean water. And then while that's wet, I'm going to go ahead and apply another layer of the same color, and it's going to give me kind of a soft blended transition. So let's say you have a larger area that you want to cover, like we want to fill in her hair. That would be a great time to use that water brush technique. my gosh, that would be so much work. What do you mean, have her pop out as a surprise stationery sprite? I know you're just joking, but now you've got me interested. Oh my gosh. I would like to learn how to do that. Hallmark, I believe, has these really cool pop-up folding cards. I gave my mom one for Mother's Day, and like
Software to do it. I'm sure it's not easy, but it's probably much more approachable than it was
years ago. I know paper children, like the elaborate paper children, were a thing 10 years ago, and I really wanted to learn how to do it. Pepakura, that's what it was called. Right? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Pepakura is the photo thing, I think. Now, whenever we use the water brush to apply our color, it is going to take a lot longer to dry. So it's just one of those things where you got to be kind of patient with it. But it's a really pretty kind of tawny golden color. That was light brown, and it makes a really nice gold. So I guess what I'll do is I'll start on the flowers, and I'm going to use the same water brush. I'm just going to clean it out really, really well. And we're finally going to use our light blue. And I'll use that with water to make kind of a white shadow color. And you can tell it's dry, like fully dry, when it's no longer damp or cool to the touch. Right now it's damp. I could go back into it and start working it though. And just go ahead and clean my brush for the next time. And doing colored leads for the underdrawing kind of gives it that lineless look. I also really like it because it lets me be lazy. I don't have to ink the thing. I can just draw it and then start markering or painting or coloring it. And I haven't tested all the leads ever, but Pentel's red lead works really well for this technique, as does Pilot's Color Eno leads work really well. At some point, I'd like to test some more leads to see if those are a good fit. And I apologize because I was not going to do a full demonstration tonight, but then I saw that they had a Zig Clean Color Real Brush in the box, and I was like, oh, I love those, and people won't talk about them enough anymore. And while there are other alternatives on the market, I just don't think the alternatives are as good. I've tested quite a few of them and I don't like them. I don't think they perform as well. In fact, there was a period of time where I was doing a lot of water-based marker testing because I'd done a lot of alcohol marker testing, and that got expensive, and I got really kind of tired of doing it because a lot of them were just terrible. And people were always asking me to review this brand from AliExpress and that brand from AliExpress, and they're all kind of the same thing. Yeah, I think Zenpop did a great job. I felt really inspired by this box. I mean, I literally wrote a letter to my mom during the stream. I don't really write letters anymore, so I think they did an excellent job because isn't the point of a stationery box to get people, I don't know, bullet journaling or sending one another letters or doing stationery kind of things, right? Like just like the point of an art box is to make you want to make art from the products in that box. I've been wanting someone to do a Japanese art supply box for years, and this has been the closest. Yeah, they did. They did inspire two things. That's pretty baller. There were so many months where when I was doing the Art Snacks versus Sketchbox unboxings and I was doing field tests that I couldn't even, like, I just couldn't think of anything I wanted to do. Like, neither box was inspiring. But I felt like I had to do something because I was doing these unboxing videos, so it's like I have to do the challenge. I mean, I didn't. It's not like they were sponsoring me. I was free to do whatever I wanted to do as a free agent. But you know how it is. Like you get it into your head that you got to do it a certain way. No, it's not. Well, it wasn't, Joseph, it wasn't so much about the ad money. It was when my audience was still growing a lot because I was doing those unboxings. But a lot of them were really nasty to me and would leave like really rude comments. Both like they didn't like how I did my unboxings, or they thought I was uppity because I had a problem with that particular box, or they thought that it was sponsored so I should only say nice things. Like they completely missed where I said it wasn't. So, like, I was doing it to try and build a larger audience, but I ended up not really liking how people were treating me. So, I'm just kind of blending this color out using a little bit of water. I just want to kind of soften some of the transitions. Yeah, is her hair copper? Um, it is golden right now because that's the colors I have. Yeah, I felt for a long time that Art Snacks kind of, well, I felt like Sketchbox definitely just threw things together, and I was really not okay with that. But towards the end, I felt like Art Snacks did too. I've gotten so many boxes where it was like, what is even the theme? That's why I'm kind of glad neither company ever sponsored me because it left me free to dislike how they were doing it instead of feeling obligated to say nice things about it. All right, I'm going to go in with mid brown. just adopted that smile into my artwork. The little frog face smile, I think it's really cute. I think I stole it from Inio Asano. Another nice thing about the real brush markers is if you have a steadier hand than me, you can ink, after you finish your piece, you can ink your own work with the same colors. She's looking a little weird. That's okay. Did you laugh at me? She is looking weird. She's got a huh? It's not bad. It's just not how I normally render her, so it's weird to me. All right, I'm gonna switch over to a yellow, because before you add too many layers to like hair, things like that, you're gonna want to get things that are gonna require more water. Like you're gonna want to go ahead and paint those. Now I have a blue though, so I don't know if I really want to do a lot of orange. We'll see. All right, so that is bright yellow. Clean out my water brush and use that to apply some bright sunny yellow to this big flower here. And I'm still leaving the white of the paper visible as a highlight. Artsnacks did release or announce a big box, which is supposed to include a full-size paper and like everything you need to paint the blah blah or draw or whatever the blah blah, do the challenge this month. But for a long time I felt like those boxes were kind of aimed at YouTubers to unbox online, and I don't feel that way about the Zenpop boxes. I mean, I happen to do unboxings online, but I don't feel like it's necessarily curated to like, it's been my complaint with like Artsnacks is that I felt like their boxes were curated to work well for unboxings, but not work well for full pieces. All right, this is yellow green. And for products that you pay money for, I kind of feel uncomfortable with companies doing it so that you'll make a YouTube video out of it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to pay to promote your product, if that makes sense. I want to review things because that's what I want. Those are products that I'm interested in and I think other people would be interested in. But I want there to be like more use to the product. Yeah, that's what I felt like Artsnacks has been doing for a while, is that it's a box for people to open and take photos of, but it doesn't necessarily really lend itself to the Artsnacks challenge or to someone who might be like, it makes me wonder who the target audience is. And with the Zenpop boxes, I don't really wonder who the target audience is. I can definitely, I go to anime cons, like I know who the target audience is. I have friends who are more into stationery than I am. I know who the target audience is. And I feel like with art supplies, with stationery supplies, that should be more important than it makes for a good YouTube video. Because I feel like when you just do boxes to be opened right, but not to make a piece, then you're neglecting all your customers who are buying that because they saw someone open it on a video and they liked what they saw. And like when you are paying people to do your unboxings, they're not going to say negative things, or they're not going to say too many negative things about the product. So I kind of feel like I don't want to like outright say I feel like they're deceiving the viewers, because I don't think they're intentionally deceiving the viewers, but it's just it, I don't know, to me it starts getting kind of breach or trusty. Yeah, I think Zenpop is doing a good job. Sorry. To way circle back. Yeah. And I'd like to see them continue to do a good job, because I think this is a market that, even though there are a lot of subscription boxes out there, I think it's an underserved market in terms of making quality boxes that people will enjoy. I mean, when you guys have been watching these, how many times were y'all like, oh man, I want that product? I mean, I know a bunch of us got really excited for the Cherry Blossom box, and I feel like that's how we should feel. Yeah, and it was never my intention with any of these boxes to get people to sub one way or the other. I'm not getting paid to do that, which is, so like my intention was always to be like, oh, this thing looks interesting. I think people will enjoy seeing it. Maybe it's something people will want. I mean, even with the affiliate code, I'm not going to see a lot of money. Like, I would not see enough money from the affiliate code, because my audience is so small, for me to lie about the product and say I like it if I didn't like it. This is going to be, well, I'm going to blend this one out in some places, but this is going to be the last layer. Yeah, people are surprised. Like, when I, in my marker class, people were surprised by how many layers it takes to get the really smooth blends that I like. I'm not a big fan of like flex culture either, so I don't, when I'm doing these, my intention isn't really like, oh, I want to flex, or I want people to feel like they're missing out or anything. It's more like just sharing an experience with you guys that I think y'all will enjoy. But it's also me sharing something that I was already interested in. Man, like, the idea makes me really uncomfortable of flex culture. Like, I'm not gonna crap on other people doing it, but like the whole point of like making other people feel like their lives are less, or like they have less, like the whole notion of making other people feel like less to make yourself feel like more is really like an uncomfortable one for me. I mean, by Louisiana standards, I didn't grow up poor at all, but we were definitely lower middle class for most of my childhood. There was a lot of things I could not have, and my friends could have, or my friends, their parents would buy it for them regardless of their financial situation. So like the idea of making other people feel like less because you have more of something, or like you're a better person because you can afford more of something, not a fan. Okay, that's the last layer on the hair because Joseph asked. He's nodding in agreement, like, yeah, that better be the last layer of hair. If you go into that hair one more time, young lady, I will look at you disapprovingly through the computer screen. Okay, so I am putting down some scarlet red. I'm going to use bright yellow. Pick that up, and that's going to give us like kind of a fade or a blended orange, which is really cool. Ah, thank you. How much color can the tips pick up off the craft mat? Yeah, it is a lot. Because this is really this like yellowish color, but we're getting a lot of orange. I find that they're a little easier to do blended colors than say Copics are. But that's because the Copics evaporate really quick and then you gotta like reactivate them kind of. Oh, hey Philip Chandler. These are the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. These are water-based markers that feature a small nylon tip. I'm just kind of getting the extra red out. They're fairly inexpensive, and I got one of them. I got a light blue in my Zenpop this month, so I thought it would be fun to kind of show off why I like these markers. Oh, nice. Yeah. What's neat about these kind of water-based markers too is that they're very, very blendy. So you don't need a huge collection of them. No, no, it's actually been around for a while. They're just not as popular as they used to be, so people don't talk about them a whole lot, and they're getting a little harder to find because they're not as popular. I think really the only downside, in my opinion, is they're not refillable. So you basically toss them once they're done. Color It makes some refillable ones, but I don't like the Color It ones nearly as much as I like the Zig Clean Color. I think the Zig Clean Color ones are probably the highest quality ones. But then again, Zig makes a lot of really good products, and I am generally very happy with their stuff. I wish we had more of it in the US. They have a larger market share over here than they used to, but they're still not really as well known as I would like. Because then it would make it easier for me to find their products. They're fairly inexpensive and they don't have any fumes. They're also not, I believe they're non-toxic, but they're certainly less toxic than many alcohol markers. Not that alcohol markers are the most toxic, but you still don't want them around your kids or your pets. Whereas these would be a little bit safer for that. With a little practice, they're also very easy to handle. Yeah, they are a bit like the Tombos. The main difference is the nylon individual bristled brush tip. They handle a little bit more like a brush. You can get effects more similar to using a brush, and they're less likely to tear up your paper. Yup. And I think I actually have that Moon Babe piece, the Sailor Moon piece. I have that as a time-lapse video here on this channel as well. Oh yeah, because Tombos contain, you were telling me about that a few months ago, that Tombos actually contain something that's really toxic to small children. So like if a kid were to get a hold of like the Tombow ABTs and got the cap off and put it in their mouth like a small toddler, it could be a problem. It's really nice to have less toxic alternatives that are capable of doing some really neat things. Well, Kabocha linked them on Blick above, I believe. Yeah, Blick is a good place to get them. You can get them through Amazon. Carpe Diem Markers has carried them before. Marker Supply has carried them before. I think Blick has them open stock, though. And maybe Marker Supply has them open stock. I'd have to double check because it's been a while. You mean I can't eat my art supplies? They're not intended for human consumption. No problem. And thank you, Kabocha, for being so helpful with that. And I can pop links into the chat in a minute. Okay, so this is almost done. I just kind of want to, well, I'm going to want to ink it in a bit, but I just kind of want to create a bit of a background. So I'm applying a lot of yellow-green to my craft mat. And I'm going to use my water brush. And I'm going to kind of try to avoid reactivating. So I'm going to leave like a little bit of a white halo around it. What I will say though for this Mossery paper, considering it's fairly lightweight for watercolor paper, it does a really good job not buckling or bending. We've been working on this for what, about almost an hour now, and it hasn't really gone anywhere, which is impressive. And it's kind of starting to now, but that's okay. Kitten sticker background. Don't you know I'm trying to hoard those stickers for later? They're so cute and so fat. Something that I really like about Japanese art supplies is that they're very accessible in terms, well, they're harder to get here. I don't mean accessible like, oh, you can get them very easily in America or in the West. I mean, like they're very easy to use. They don't really put up a lot of struggle. Like I just don't know how to use oils, for example. I do know how to use acrylics, but I found them to be a struggle and difficult to use. But most of the Japanese illustration supplies I've purchased have been very easy, very user friendly. Great if you're in a small working environment. They don't take up a lot of space. So, Zenpop, if you're listening, a Japanese art supply box would probably go over really well. Because there are a lot of people who have been waiting and waiting and waiting. I would certainly give you my money. Well, unfortunately, Japanese art supplies in the US are not so easy to come by, which is why I'm like trying to get Zenpop to do an art supply box. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. And I didn't even ink the moon babe. I should have put something in between. I'm really lucky she didn't lift up. I mean, if you live in some places, it's a little more accessible. Like if you live in the San Francisco, San Jose area, it can be a little bit more accessible, but a lot of us don't live in those areas. So we don't really have access. In Nashville, it's not great, but there's a few places I can go to find cool things. But in Louisiana, it's much harder. And I can only imagine, like, if you live in Mississippi or Oklahoma or Alaska, Florida, how much more difficult it will be to find cool Japanese art supplies. I hope not. I like the moon babe. She's a cutie. I mean, I could leave this uninked and just do her eyelashes. Yup, 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 yup. Kino Kitsune's on it. That is correct. Like areas that have a Kinokuniya or a Mitsuya market tend to have a little bit more access than most of us. And the closest Mitsuya market to me is the one in Chicago. Oh, have a good evening. Yeah. So, I mean, what are the chances of you going? Once in a blue moon, probably. Yep. See, what I don't get is why somebody hasn't, and maybe they do and I just don't know. I'm not talking about at the big cons either. Why somebody doesn't sell Japanese art supplies at anime cons. Because I think, especially if you had a couple of artists in the alley who were maybe using, like maybe you hired them to do their commissions with your supplies or you sponsored them or whatever. So that way, when the kids or and the teens and the adults ask, where'd you get that, or where do I get that, you can just be like, oh, you can get it in the dealer's room. It's just right over there. Hey, Joe. Good evening. Oh, thank you. There are some good American things, but yeah, yeah, not as many. I like Strathmore a lot. They're American, right? I think they are. I love Da Vinci watercolors. They're American. I love Daniel Smith. They're American. We do have some good stuff. Okay, so in our fantasy world, Joseph and I have this scenario where I would theoretically contact Naoki Urasawa and ask if I could visit him if I just brought him the best of American art supplies. And I will never have the courage to do that because I'm a huge coward. But we already have like a list of what I would recommend to offer. So we be. Yeah, yeah. Copic had a booth at AX. an anime expo in California a couple years ago, and it was huge and it was so cool. They had so many cool things that I would never have bought online, but like seeing how it worked in person and getting to like pick it up and look at it, I was happy to buy it. I don't know, maybe send them an email and let them know that you miss seeing them there and that you always look forward to their presence. I mean, I don't know if that would do any good, but it's something. It's productive, you know? I mean, for some people, buying it online is not really going to be an option because they don't want to buy something they've never even seen. Okay, I think other than adding some white highlights, I'm about done with this. But hopefully I've kind of turned you guys on to the notion that Zig clean color markers are really cool. You can do a lot with them. They're still very commonly available in Japan, so it's not like they're not on the market anymore. It's just that they're not as popular here, so fewer stores carry them. But Kabocha posted a link to Zig. They've got them. I'll double check some of the other places I mentioned and pop that in to the description for you guys. I mean, I'm not an employee of Zig. I don't get a commission on it. So this is just, I like them. I wish they were more popular. And I know stuff with Copic right now is kind of up in the air. How would Brusho have interacted? I'm not doing it tonight. They're both dye-based watercolor, so they will probably be reactive to each other. And the way you can, one of the ways you can activate, I mean, there are different ways you can activate Brusho. If I were to use Brusho for this piece, what I would do is I would finish it out, I guess, and then wet the areas where I want Brusho, sprinkle it on, let it dry overnight, and then brush away the excess Brusho. Oh yeah, for sure a chunk would get caught in the brush tip. Most definitely. Which could look really cool. You might end up with like, if they made like a blender marker for this, aka a water brush, but if they made a blender marker for these, it could be really cool to use Brusho with it to do like a firework kind of effect. Brusho is one of my favorites, but I have to clean my desk every time I use it. It will. He'll clean it up for you. Now, just to tie these together, I have blue, I have pink, I have green. I don't want to do the green, that's too close. I think the blue will look good. What do you think? And then maybe a green off. to thank you guys so much, as always, for hanging out with me. This was a really fun unboxing. I wasn't sure how this was going to go because I started it with a migraine, but I'm actually feeling much better now. I did also chug a cup of coffee to help me feel better, but also just hanging out with you guys, chatting with you guys has definitely lifted my spirits and made me feel better. And hopefully, me keeping y'all company while you work on homework or you work on your own art pieces or you work on your comics has, made your evening a little bit better too. So I think this is my last. I say this and then watch. They'll do like a sumo box and I'll be like, well, here's my money. Hey, Brian, good evening. And thank you, Philip. Words. I think this is my last Zenpop stationery box until they do like a sumo box, and then I will probably throw my money at them because sumo stuff is really cool and Joseph really likes sumo stuff. So if I don't like it, he'll use it, right? If they did a sumo box, you would use it. Oh, that's like the one he's like, okay. I'm not gonna just sub for the cat stickers. I do feel like Zenpop has sent high quality stuff, even if it wasn't always 100% my favorite kind of thing. I like the first box was cool, but it was not for me. But everything in it was really high quality. I was really pleased with the quality of it, and I knew, like, you know how it is with these kind of boxes where like it isn't for you, but you know someone would like it, so you're not disappointed to have gotten it because it's still a good thing, and you have a friend you could give it to. The first box was like that for me. Like, wasn't really my jam, but I knew other people were gonna enjoy it. In fact, I had several people in the stream call dibs on stuff, and I still need to send Kino Kitsune that cat folder. So even if I wasn't like always the most excited about that particular box, I felt like the products they sent were interesting, they were innovative, they were definitely scratched that stationery itch. And many of them are things that we can't necessarily get in the US, or they're going to be cost prohibitive in the US. So I feel like Zenpop's stationery box is a good service. If you like stationery, if you like Japanese, I won't say Japanese art supplies necessarily because we haven't gotten a whole lot of Japanese art supplies, but I would love to see them explore Japanese art supplies too. I know several of you guys would be super excited by that. So that's definitely a possible avenue. But there's so many cute Japanese stationery supplies. They've sent me so many cute, quirky things, from the stuff in this box to February's Hedgehog theme box. I've actually used a bunch of the products from the Hedgehog box, to the Sakura box from, sorry, grabbing the Sakura theme box for April. That box was gorgeous. I think we've had a lot of fun and gotten a lot of really nice stationery and art supplies. So I can definitely recommend this box. The only reason I'm not going to continue subbing is because it's $30 a month, and that's just extra money I don't always have. But I definitely think it would make a great gift for someone, especially someone who loves stationery, loves writing letters, loves stamping, loves crafting, loves cute things, loves cats, because they do send a lot of cat stuff. Somebody who enjoys bullet journaling or art journaling would really, really love these boxes. This could have made a wonderful Mother's Day gift. If they introduce maybe some more fountain pen stuff, because I know in Japan those are not as expensive as they are here. Or if they introduce some more utilitarian stationery supplies, it could be really great for college students, high school students, Father's Day gifts. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with their future boxes. You guys threw a lot of really good suggestions their way, so hopefully if they're ever looking for ideas, they will revisit some of the stuff you guys threw out there. I would love to see a sumo theme box. That would be just the cutest thing, and I know there is sumo merch out there. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know these streams I basically try to do the unboxing as soon as I get the box, so I know they're kind of sporadic, and I appreciate you guys making the time on weird days of the week to come hang out with me. And I hope to see you guys again really soon. So again, this Friday, I am not doing the Power Hour live stream because I'm going to be out of town, but I will resume it the week after, you know, barring some horrible catastrophe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys again really soon. Bye, guys.